If you're someone who wants to run a successful online business and you're not creating content right now, or your content is just not being seen by anyone, then this video is really going to help you. What I'm going to do in this video is critique a piece of content that was sent in to me by one of my business mentorship students, and we're going to have a look at what I changed and why I changed it for this person. Now, he's an exercise physiologist, so he knows all about the body, and he's trying to reach people online to obviously work with him. Now, here's the reel he sent me and said, "Hey Ryan, can you just look over this? What would you change?" Now, I'm gonna watch it in real time. We'll share it on the screen and I'll give you my thoughts and feedback on what he first sent me. So let's have a watch of it. So first things first, there's no sound. As you can see, there's no sound. Now, this annoyed me straight off the bat because I thought, I was like, is my phone on? Is my sound up? Has he mistakenly done a reel without any sound? And the reality is he didn't put any sound on this. Now, first things first, this is what irritated me first. He didn't have any sound. Now, a lot of content creators right now are trying to cheat the system. They're trying to cheat the algorithm. They're doing 2 to 3 second reels so that Instagram or whatever social media platform they're posting their content to is seen by more people. Because reality is, if you post a piece of content that's 1 second long and someone watches it 10 times, you're going to get a 1000% viewship on your piece of content. Now, the algorithm will see that as people rewatching your content all the time. But here's the thing. If you want someone to work with you, that kind of content is not going to cut it. What I want to see from people is, I want to see content that's actually being created. You're talking, you're educating, you're showing visuals, you're creating hooks. All of those things are really important when you create a reel. Now, if we look at this reel again, let's start from the start. He's got, at the start, sick of annoying pain just below the kneecap. Okay, fair enough. And he points to, a thing that says right here. Now, if you're someone who has pain in that part of the knee, then you're probably going to continue watching. But once again, you're going to try and find out if your volume's up or not. So there's no sound, and the start, it's an okay hook. Again, I'd want him to talk and I'd want him to have some sound. Now, again, I'm going to try and watch this reel again. Try these isometric holds. Okay, which one would you like me to look at first? Whoa, hold on, it's gone too far. Hold on, let me scroll back. So which isometric hold am I looking at? The top left where he's wall squatting. There's another one where he's got his leg out. What does that do? I have no idea. The other one, he's squatting with, I didn't see the weight underneath his heels there. I had to look closely. And then next minute, he's on a leg press machine. Now, I'm meant to see all of this in how fast has that gone by? 2 second mark, 2 seconds to 6 seconds. So in 4 seconds, he wants me to have my eyes looking at every single one of those 4 exercises for me to decide what isometric hold I need to do. Do I need to do all of them? I'm not sure. Again, there's no sound. Now, after that, I've now got to read all of this. Pick one of them, 3 sets, 30-second holds, 3 days per week. It takes me 3 days per week to get through this reel because there's just so much going on. Now there's more reading. Adjust ROM and hold times. What's ROM mean? I don't know what that means. Like, imagine that I'm 5 years old. What does ROM mean? Choose the variation that's challenging but tolerable. Okay, may poke into pain slightly. Okay, but I have to read all of that in like a second or two. So from the 2 second mark, I'm looking at 4 isometric holds. Then I have to read what's on the screen, then slowly reintroduce loaded dynamic movements. And then the reel finishes. Now, once again, by the look of it, I have to go back and watch that multiple times and view different areas of the reel and then read. It's just too difficult. So I said to him, mate, this is not a good reel. I want you to have the same, the same type of reel, but I want you talking. I always want you talking. I always want you educating. And teach me. If I'm sitting on the couch and I'm watching this reel and I've got pods in or whatever I've got, I want to hear what you've got to say. So we made some changes. Inside the business mentorship, I have a Discord group. Now you can put in your content and I can critique it for you. I can help you create content that's going to get more views. So this was the final product. Let me run through the final product and then we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what changed. So let's have a look at this.
Do you have pain around this area of your knee? If so, here's 2 things you can do to help improve this. First, hold your back against the wall and slide down the wall until your knees are about 90 degrees. Now, if you held this for 45 seconds and felt pretty comfortable, you can also try this single leg variation, which will be a touch harder. Secondly, head over to the leg extension and pick a weight that's too heavy for you to move, push into it and hold. Do these 2 exercise variations 3 times a week for 3 sets at 30 seconds each for 2 to 3 weeks before gradually reintroducing dynamic loaded movements. Do you have pain around this area of your...
How much better was that? Like, I was able to sit here and watch that reel in its entirety. I didn't feel rushed. What I was looking at was, just one thing at a time. I wasn't trying to get my eyes around all 4. There wasn't a lot of reading. I was listening. I was taking it all in. So if we go over this reel and we go back to the start, he's used a very similar hook. Do you have, let's listen to this again.
Do you have pain around this area of your knee? If so, here's 2 things you can do to help improve this. First, hold your...
Okay, perfect hook. Do you have any pain around this area of the knee? Yes or no? It's a very simple question. So if yes, then you can continue to keep watching this reel. Here are 2, what did he say there? Here are 2 things you can help to improve this. Perfect. Okay, so if I have pain around that area of the knee, I simply want a couple of things in order to improve that area of the knee. Now we get into what are these holds. So I get to watch the first one.
First, hold your back against the wall and slide down the wall until your knees are about 90 degrees. Now, if you held...
Okay, put my back up against the wall, slide down the wall until my knees are 90 degrees. Pretty simple. I mean, who can't do that? Then he goes into another movement that makes it just a little bit harder.
Now, if you held this for 45 seconds and felt pretty comfortable, you can also try this single leg variation, which will be a touch harder.
So perfect. If I'm someone who's quite strong and I felt that first isometric hold really easy to do, then all of a sudden I can make this a little bit harder. So he's kind of talking to a couple of different types of people here, which is fantastic, all with knee pain. Now, what's the second thing I've got to do?
Head over to the leg extension and pick a weight that's too heavy for you to move, push into it and hold. Do these 2 exercises.
Okay, so I've got to head over to the leg extension and choose a weight that's too heavy for my leg to move it. So that's all I've got to do. I've got to basically do a wall squat, hold it for 45 seconds, or go to a leg or go to a leg press extension or leg extension to go and hold a weight that's a bit too heavy for me. Perfect. Is that not way easier to do than to read through his entire first reel that he did?
Exercise variations 3 times a week for 3 sets at 30 seconds each.
There you go. He's told me how many to do during the week, for how long.
For 2 to 3 weeks before gradually reintroducing...
2 to 3 weeks before gradually reintroducing dynamic movement. That's it. The reel was so simple. So the first reel he did, no sound, way too many things for my eyes to look at. I had to read a lot, which on social media I don't really want to do. I want to listen and I want to watch. And then secondly, the next reel, he was talking to me. I was able to listen. The reel was longer, but I was more inclined to stay for that longer reel because he was educating me a lot better. So there you have it. It was very simple to help this person out. His reel at the start just wasn't really the best, and I had a few things that I wanted to change in it. So from now on, he's going to be doing reels that have a little bit more talking in them and just dumb it down. Your content should be super dumbed down. Imagine that, people don't want too much complexity around the videos that they're watching. So next time you're creating some content, make sure there's a very obvious hook. Who are you trying to help? Make sure there's some visuals or a good prop that you're using at the start of your video to entice someone to watch. Provide a couple of simple solutions to that problem, and then sign off and maybe try and get their emails so that you can email them your programs and services. So again, very, very simple. So if you're a business owner and you're looking to grow or scale your business, maybe you want to grow your online presence, or maybe you want to just better your in-person coaching, then click the link below and join my business mentorship. Inside our private Discord, I'm going to help you grow your business through social media, email marketing, the lot. Now, if you don't think you're ready for that yet, I've put together 30 ways in 30 days on how to improve your business, completely free. Let me send you an email once per day for 30 days. And you know what? If you choose after those 30 emails to just, give me a wave goodbye and be on your way and do all this on your own, no problem at all. But at some point in those 30 emails, if you ever want to join the business mentorship and allow me to help you, you can sign up right away. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I can see you in the mentorship.